Sorry, I'll make sure the mic's on. I did the introduction, but then I realized I had myself muted, but it's not really a problem because it's a cutscene, so I can just lead into that, no problem. Task Star and the Dark Templar Zeratul survived Kerrigan's vicious attack, but their Templar armies have been decimated. Kerrigan, left behind to hunt down and eradicate the remaining Protoss warriors, begins to scour the burning wastelands of Char for elusive prey. Meanwhile, the entirety of the extended Zerg swarm teleported through space-time and began its long-awaited invasion of the Haven Protoss homeworld of Ire. Invasion of Ire. Oh, this should be good.
My children, the hour of our victory is at hand. For upon this world of Ire shall we incorporate the strongest known species into our fold. Then shall we be the greatest of creation's children. We shall be perfect. Yet before I can be made manifest upon this world, the way must be prepared. You must seize the Kitaran crystals, for within them lies power undreamed of by the Kotas. Go now, my Cerebrate. Secure the crystals and bring swift wrath to all who oppose the swarm.
Alright, sounds pretty easy. Audio was admittedly a little low, so I'm going to adjust that slightly. I mean, we didn't really miss much just talking. I'm assuming you guys are willing to read, and I was gonna say read and write, which I think, to be fair, if you're watching this, you probably do have the ability to read and write, but that's not really what I was going for. But anyways, it doesn't really matter. If you have like angry criticism, leave a comment down in this comment section below. And I will say, I remember doing this mission before, and it took me... So, the first time I did this mission, I ended up recording it like 3-4 times. So I'm intimately familiar with this mission, enough to know that I have little desire to struggle through using Zerglings and Idlers versus the Reavers, so I'm just going to use Meatless. That's it. That's the game plan. Just Meatless all day, every day. And you might say, well, we have scouts and stuff. I don't care. Meatless. Reavers are stupid. We're gonna kill them all. And whatever minerals we have left over, we'll use Zerglings. And let me know if the audio levels are okay, because I turned down the, I think at least, that's probably not really reassuring. I turned down the sensitivity on the mic, so hopefully you guys don't pick up as much stuff. So I'm going to try this for a little bit, and if it works out well, I'm going to keep it as is. Because I need to stay cool, because of the fan. But I think this is more consistent audio levels, because I'm looking at the feedback, and it seems pretty reasonable. Alright, and this is where we're going to start taking drive, because now we have a lot of lava to work with. And it's weird too, I did this StarCraft battle match with some of my coworkers. It's on my YouTube channel. I need to work on the thumbnail a little bit. I had an original thumbnail, but I had to take it down. Because I could have gotten in trouble with the company. But it's great. We had a good time. Winner of the match gets to decide which flavor baking or cookies we had to bake. So now I have to bake chocolate cookies with Smarties, mini eggs, and Skittles in them. Which doesn't sound too bad, except for the Skittles part. I don't know about that. That seems a little sketchy to me. And we need another Overlord. It was weird too because it was like within the company, so I was like, okay, co-workers are gonna watch this and stuff. But turns out my boss ended up watching it as well, which is a bit weird to me because I wasn't really expecting him to do that. Like I shouldn't say his age. I was gonna like drop his age and then like his social security number and everything on there. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't. But basically, he doesn't watch video games at all, and he tuned in for a little bit, which is pretty cool, but also weird too, because I came to the realization that things that I say on the internet, people might be privy to. So of course, there's this one part where I'm talking about licking a warthog, and now everyone at the office thinks, okay, this is the guy who licks warthogs for fun. And it's like, well, that's not necessarily the reputation I want to have, but then you might say, well, you put it onto a public space, so that's kind of on you, isn't it? And I think I would say, it's, you know, I agree to an extent, for sure. Alright, so we're tripping in minerals, so I think what we need to do is we need to get... upgrades for sure. So let's actually get another evolution chamber. But I think what I want to go with that is... Oh. Hey, come back here. That's not cool, man. And kill the Zergling as well. Alright. Yeah, we need to start playing hardball. But I think if you're on the internet and you're saying stuff, you need to be prepared with the idea that what you say is public and there might be consequences for what you do say. So the fact that people at work are saying, oh, this guy is into looking for warthogs, I think that's fine. I just need to be aware of the fact that, yes, if I do say stuff on the internet, people might, you know, react to what I say in a certain way or have particular feelings about that. Also, I think we need more overlords. So I just don't like the idea that if you say anything on the internet, it's like, oh, like, how did they find out? Oh, you see glare from the light. That's actually pretty cool. I don't worry too much about it because it's just face cam and you can see the game on here. Like, so those people who say things on Facebook and then they get fired for it, I have less sympathy for. So this is, I think, a big topic. So I should, you know, at least attempt to explain myself a little bit. And basically, my thought process was that if you... So, we're going to use some examples to help illustrate my point. If I go on Facebook and I say, hey, I hate X minority group, like, I just, for whatever reason, I just hate them, which is not a belief I would like to espouse personally, but let's just say that that was the case. Then I think it's within the company rights to say, you know what, I don't like the fact that he said that, so I'm going to fire him based on what he said on YouTube. And that's what I'm talking about for having consequences for things that you say. And I guess, again, this extends to YouTube. So if I had like hate speech on YouTube and YouTube said, hey, you know, I don't want you on my platform, they're well within the rights to take action against me because like they're a private company. Like, I'm uploading to the YouTube platform. So if they just decide that, you know, they don't like what I've done on there, then they can just do what they deem appropriate. So oh, that water is so good. I did cold water with ice cubes. Oh, so good. But then you might be saying, well, what about free speech? And free speech protects you from the government. So, from my understanding of what free speech is, and if I don't have my details right, someone can please, you know, correct me. Free speech just means that the government won't take action against you for expressing an opinion. But governments, as you may or may not know, aren't necessarily... Do I want Sunken Colonies? I think I want Sunken Colonies. But I want a couple more drones as well. Okay, so the company I work for, like, they're not the government, so if I say something offensive, or if I say something that they disagree with, like, let's just say, like, oh, I really like to lick warthogs, which is something I said. The company said, you know what, that's going too far, and they wanted to fire me for it. Like, they're well within their right to do so. Whether or not people would think they're justified, that's a different story altogether. But I'm just saying, like, guys, as far as our society works, they can do stuff like that. And that's why I think you gotta be careful about what you say on the internet, just because, I'm putting a creep colony here, even though I don't think we need it. you gotta be careful what you say on the internet, because again, or it's like if you go up to someone and say, "Screw you, I hate you." Like if I went up to my boss at work and I said, "You know what? Like I think you're a miserable human being. Like go choke on pigeons or something." If you want to fire me, like again, like he's within. People say like, "Well, yeah, like he's a bad enough boss, right?" So I think it's kind of a similar idea. So we have a lot of things. We're gonna macro up a little bit, and then we're gonna just throw all the wings at him. That's what we're gonna spend all our gas, so we're not gonna have any meals anytime soon, but that's fine. We're gonna fall through. Once it's fully upgraded, we'll be in a better spot too. Or likewise too, it goes both ways. If I say to my boss like, "Hey, I think you're a cool dude, and you know, I really appreciate what you've done for the company. You know, I think you're a fair boss and all that stuff too." Like, people are gonna react based on what you say. Like, there's always gonna be consequences for what you say, and I think it's important to keep that in mind, because I think it's easy for you to say, "Oh, like, I've said this and I shouldn't have to suffer the consequences of what I say." It's like, well, no. And even like actions that you do too. And consequences, I think, has a bit of a negative connotation to it, but even like that said, I think consequences can be both positive and negative, right? So, for example, if I bike to and from work every day, and it's like a long bike ride, I have to accept that there's going to be things that come from that. You know, like, yes, it's going to take me more time to make it more exercise. Like, so those are, you know, the consequences of my actions, so to speak. That's just something to keep in mind. And that's why I think for YouTube, like, I think YouTubers or Twitch streamers in particular have to be a little bit careful, because literally everything I say or that I record, that it goes up on the internet, right? So, if someone really wanted to, they could go through all my videos and compile a list of like potentially offensive things I've said, and you know, get me some trouble for it if they really wanted to. You know, of course, the question is like, will they actually do that, so on and so forth. I think there's nothing on here that I'd be afraid about getting out, and I think that's one thing too. I read a quote somewhere that don't do in private what you're afraid or that you wouldn't want to be known in public. And I think same thing for YouTube too. Like, even though, sorry, I got distracted. I'm trying to figure out how to attack here. Even though my YouTube channel is small enough that I think I could say a lot of stuff and get away with it, I still maintain the practice that I won't say anything in my YouTube channels that I wouldn't be comfortable, you know, becoming public. And we're gonna start talking now. And I guess you might say for my situation it's a bit different, because like what I am doing is public. But even so, that's what I think it's important to be mindful, because I think we just forget that. So you try and live your life in a way that, you know, if things happen, you're like, okay, that's fine. Jeez, that's nasty. What? There was... Alright, well, I guess we're gonna keep it over here then.
Our forces are under attack.
That's disgusting. And we have a lot of Zerglings though, but oh, big reason. So I didn't really want to deal with Reavers either. So yeah, we literally just killed them with Zerglings, which again I have no qualms about. But we just wanted the expo. Yeah, they're only one get shots. Ha! Oh, I forgot to do fire attacks. Ah, we get distracted. And we have, I think, most of our reserves left over, so we can actually maybe start considering smashing things. Although we do need to start considering this like sooner rather than later. And I'll just leave you guys for defense, and the rest of you guys can, I guess, rally to the this place. Oh, and actually, you know what? We need to get more drones too. So that way, once we get a huge gas con, it'll be very easy for us to come up with a bunch of meeting lists. And I forget where. Yeah, so YouTubers in particular, and I think, you know, the more public attention you have, the harder it is to avoid scrutiny. And I guess, like, for me, it'd be easier because, again, I am smaller, and I don't think I would really seriously watch my content flag it. But say if you consider something like larger, like, say, Markiplier or something, dude, if he said anything offensive, people would be on him immediately, like, social media, news networks, you name it, because they would immediately know because he has such a wide following. Whereas I could say, and I'm not gonna say I would do this, but I could probably do something like hate speech on my channel, and no one would be none the wiser. Well, some of you guys would know, but then the question would be, would they get reported, or would I get reported? And I actually think, on some level, I might. Because I think some of my audience members are actually really responsible people, so I think if I went on like a racist raid or something, someone might say, you know what, that's not cool. You know, I might get reported for that. Though that being said, the odds of that happening are far less likely to occur than, you know, if someone, like, again, like Markiplier or like someone with a large following, if they did something offensive. Because I mean, think about it. Right now, I think I'm like 20, 21 subscribers. And my viewers for these videos are gonna get like three viewers maybe, right? Out of those 3 viewers, what are the odds of them? Can we need to set the value points because I don't want my videos falling over all that stuff. Out of the 3 viewers of this video, what are the odds of them, you know, again, reporting me for something that might be considered offensive? And I would say pretty low. But I mean, that's not an experiment you want to exist. Like, again, like, it's risky business, you know, and the people, I guess some people would do it for the thrill of doing it, but again, for me, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense because, what is there to gain? Like, yes, I might satisfy my curiosity, but I would gain, or I would run the risk of losing my YouTube channel, which I, frankly, I don't think is worth it. And we need more overlords, unfortunately. And I think we can transfer some of these workers. Alright, good, and we'll be able to transfer more of these. And I think I want another base, actually. I mean, we have this one, we're gonna start mining from it, but, yeah, that's actually probably okay. Oh, oof. I don't get why they have the one real fashion, like 2,000 or so, but hey, whatever works, I suppose. Vespine gas, huh? And we're gonna need more overlords too. Okay, well, I think we're basically in business. I want to see if these guys can take on the cannon. Alright, and away we go. Okay, so that was pretty close, you know, and that's not really something I would like to do. Okay, who's mining gas here? So we have gas over here. We can set your rally point to be there. Yeah, we need more orders too. That's probably too many drones. It's probably sufficient. And I'll move you guys over there. So I think what we do is we lead into the Zergling. Oh, hey, look at that. We have more Mulisks. So this is pretty good. We have a, we're getting a depth feed Mulisk, so we,
Our forces are under attack. Stockpile movements.
And need some guards here. We're gonna need block guards. Stop the zealots! So I don't know. Looks like 3 guys in gas still. All right. All right, that's fine. No big deal. We do need more overlords. Oh, we're gonna lose those. No. Oh, Mio control is difficult. And we need to never stop. There are no more overlords. And I'm saving the Zerglings so that they don't go splat headlong into the. I honestly think once we get enough, we start wiping these. Like once we hit that threshold, Mulisk will be unstoppable, which is a pretty good feeling, you know. And I will say, like, even like in spite of earlier conversation that, oh, I need to be careful with what I see on the internet, I do enjoy the attention. So when I said, oh yeah, the guy who cooks warhogs, I was gonna say a perverse satisfaction of doing stuff, which I don't think that's entirely accurate, but I enjoy the attention, which is that's why I do stuff like this, because I enjoy having that audience, you know. I think that's the thing for YouTube, and I guess something else I want to talk about is that they seem like they're really changing up the system, so it's harder for it might be hard to make a living off of YouTube, because I think they're just gonna pull back from now. And that's why we kind of want the Zerglings too, because they can act as good meat shields. Okay, so this is good. We've kind of hit the point where the Needle Flock is terrorizing everything. And actually, I might try and kill everything. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Oh dear.
Forces are under attack.
Yikes, scary.
Our forces are under attack.
Oops. Shoot. Okay, I see you guys will be controlling 1. So controller 1. Do we have more Mulisk? Yes, we do. Oh, for the so for the YouTube thing, like I do YouTube because I like having an audience. You guys 4. Actually, we should probably down to navies. But for some of you who decide to make a living off of YouTube, YouTube still seems like it's kind of volatile in the sense that I don't really know where the future of YouTube is. Like, I can't even comment on like, oh yeah, like it seems like a viable source of revenue. All right, here's what we'll do. Send all the Zerglings here, and we'll send the Mulists in as well.
Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack.
Yeah, and there should be like closer to storm. The storms will wreck me though, so I gotta be careful about those. Which I'm post playing Berserk for us. And you know, the thing about doing YouTube for a hobby is that I don't have to worry about stress like making this a career off for me, because I think that'd be unimaginable. Stress in the sense that, like really, if you think about it, knowing that like YouTube could change its algorithm and like just bone you, as far as ad revenue is concerned, that's a scary thought. Knowing that like your whole livelihood is dependent on, I have to say a big company, but really I think that's true for no matter the company that you look at. So I think Red's actually pretty passive until you start attacking them. So I'm not gonna really risk poking the hornet's nest until I know for sure that I can crush them. And we're gonna take more expansions because that's how we play this game. We take a lot of expansions.
Our forces are under attack.
Just don't do it. Yeah, it's good use. Okay, so we can take this fight, but we need to be a little bit careful though. Storms! Ah! And that's why we gotta be careful, because very disruptive. They do have ways to deal with Mulists, which I guess in a way are similar to Reavers, but you guys might see my earlier thought, like I'm going on about saying like how versus YouTube and business plan, but really if you think about it, my job isn't too much different because like in theory, oh god. You guys need to get out of there. Alright, well, I hear you can just die us. And you guys can stay as bodyguards, that's good. And we'll get more gas. And what I mean by that, I guess by saying my job is just risky, because you know, my boss might just decide that the next day that, hey, we don't want you here anymore, so we're just gonna go ahead and fire you. And we'll
Our forces are under attack.
do we have... You're supposed to survive that.
The Hive Cluster is under attack.
He might take that, to be honest. Because unfortunately, Zerglings can't shoot up. That might be the penalty. Zerglings can't shoot up. And it's like, well, that's very, everyone knew that. Let's get out of here, man.
Our forces are under attack.
Oh, and the armor stasis test. Okay, so Mulists might not have been as, much as a winning strategy as I thought they were, which is interesting.
Our forces are under attack.
we're gonna need those too, but we have those, so that's not a big deal. You know, those arbors are getting pesky though, I will say. This is orange. Oh, because we attacked orange. Okay, so he wants us dead now. So I think naturally we should try and kill we should kill orange now. And you might be asking yourself, are you seriously gonna try to wipe everything before moving forward? Answer is yes. Answer is 100% yes. As far as I'm concerned, they're guilty. So we need to destroy the guilty party and survive. Also, you guys need to get rid of this. So we took care of yellow, which is good. These guys are going to be a little bit more worse. What are you doing? Alright. Two. I think something I also want to mention too is that I think no matter what you do, oh, they die. Let me do the macros, please. Strong. Okay, so we need to try and take this again. No matter what you do, life can be. Are these fresh meals? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, wait, 3.
Our forces are under attack.
Micro. Alright, Our
forces are under attack.
Oh dear.
Our forces are under
No. Alright, so we're kind of losing control of the situation here. Which is fine. What do you mean it's fine losing control of the situation? I think it leads to more interesting gameplay. If you will. Okay, what do you guys even do? Alright. So, here's the new mission. Screw orange. Just screw him. I don't care anymore. Send over wings.
Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack.
1, 2, 3, 3, 4. Alright, cool. Yeah, like, fudge this guy. Ugh. Yeah, that's right, Orange will come for you. I can family.
Our forces are under attack.
Oh, sweet. Alright. I hear a lot of units dying, which is a little concerning, but I think we're gonna be okay. Send.
Our forces are under attack. Our forces are under attack.
Yeah, so we've lost a lot fighting this little bloody war.
Our forces are under attack.
That's alright. I mean, Orange kind of... You know, yes, I attacked Orange first, but in a way, I feel like Orange did this to themselves. Like, I would have been content to leave them alone for a little bit, but nah, man, they gotta all die. And you might be saying, well, this is gonna be a long episode. Darn tune this, because it's gotta send a message. And the message is, everyone pays. One. Mulisks. More Mulisks. Okay, so you guys need a little bit of help. So we're gonna send reserve lanes. You might be think, again, you might be think, wow, this guy really took all the games off the Protoss. I wanted to give him a chance, I really did, but, you know, sometimes when they cross the line too far, you gotta say, you know what, sorry guys, you did this to me, man. On the bright side, I think they'll leave us alone after this, which is pretty cool. I'm definitely okay with that.
Our forces are under attack.
Yeah, I don't think I finished my tangent about like risk, but I think that's part of the thing about life is that anything you do has like risk associated with it. So like, and I'm not saying, you know, for I want to be careful. I don't want to say, oh yeah, for YouTubers like you do this themselves. No, it's like anything else in life. You don't know what's going to happen until you go ahead and do it. So I think some of the YouTubers who went on there, they've had a very lucrative career and it's worked out very well for them. I think some people say, you know what, I'm going to go into YouTube, and then it kind of backfires a little bit on them. Also, I should really send it to them because it's like 10 minutes of waiting. So I'm going to feel like air or something. And I think this is actually the first time where I've just like killed everything. I'm just like, you know what? Let the galaxy burn.
The crystal is being harvested.
Thank you. We've killed everything. We've killed all the Protoss though. There's nothing left. And honestly, dude, I would have left the Protoss alone, but they're just like, nah, man, let's attack. And I'm like, you okay, guys? You want to do this? And I'm like, yeah. And I was like, okay, I guess we're doing this. And zero remorse, but like that's how it had to happen. Like, I'm sorry, but like, sorry, not sorry. You guys did this to yourself. Anyways, so and yeah, about the YouTubers. It's hard because sometimes I think life works out for people, in other cases it just doesn't, and not at fault of people. Like, that's just circumstance. Like, I don't really believe in the whole, you know, if you work hard enough you can achieve anything. I think people, everyone is basically a victim of circumstance. So like, look at that, more pros for us to kill. I didn't even know if there's a base one there. Alright, well, I think we've scouted everything. So, like, I've only gone to where I got to thanks to, like, yes, like, I think you have some agency over, like, what happens to your life. Like, I did well in school, and because I did well in school, that helped open up opportunities, but a lot of it for me was just having the right connections and kind of being at the right place at the right time. Like, luck had a huge factor to play into it. Like, and I think it's a bit of both, so... And again, for the YouTubers, like, I think in some cases, like, to get to the top, yeah, there's people who are very talented. I don't want to say, like, oh, yeah, if you're lucky, or if you're a good YouTuber or popular, sorry, if you're a popular YouTuber, it's all luck. That's not what I'm trying to say. Some of those people who are, like, some of the reason why popular YouTubers are the most popular is because they're good at their job. Like, if they weren't good at their job, they wouldn't be where they were. Though that being said, I think luck definitely has an element to play for their success. Just to say that, it was all hard work and determination alone, I don't think I necessarily agree with that because... let's start getting the upgrades. I wouldn't agree with that simply because there's so many variables at play. Like, what happens if someone watches my video and then they just say, hey, I really like this, and then they just share it, and because they shared it, it just blew up for some reason. Like, so for example, for Markiplier, like, he just did Five Nights at Freddy's, Like, he didn't just do it, sorry. When Five Nights at Freddy's first came out, Markiplier, for one reason or another, like, he was the first result you'd get if you searched on YouTube. So if you searched up Five Nights at Freddy on YouTube, Markiplier was, like, the first result, and that's how I found him. So, because he is the first person on the top of the YouTube search engine, like, his subscriber count expanded huge. Like, I think he jumped from, like, 1 million to, like, 3 million very quickly. I might have the numbers wrong, but yeah, I think the idea is still the same. So, and it's not that, like, he was a bad YouTuber to begin with. But there was, I think, some luck in there, too, because I don't think he knew that Five Nights at Freddy's was just going to become, like, the next big happening thing. And yet, it just so happened that the internet just picked up, and I was like, oh, like, Five Nights at Freddy's, like, it became all the rage. And it just so happened, like, for him, he was at the right place at the right time. Like, he just did a Five Nights at Freddy's video, and people are like, oh, like, they have, like, this Five Nights at Freddy's craze, so they look at his videos and like, cool. And then he gained a lot of popularity for that reason. So, and I think there's why, for YouTube, like, there's the aspect of, like, you need to follow the trends and stuff. Like, you gotta do, like, if you're a big YouTuber, I think on one hand you can do what you want to, but I think also if you want to stay relevant, I think sticking to trends helps. But I think it depends on who you are, because I think people like, say, the Game Grumps, they kind of just do whatever blind think they want, and people just watch them anyways. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's other YouTubers who are, how should I say it? They're where they are because they follow like popular games. I think it's kind of like a feedback loop. So, for example, trendy, and I'm talking strictly from like the gaming YouTube sense because that's basically all I know. The YouTubers who play trendy games, I think, are more popular because they play trendy games. But if large YouTubers play games, then those games become trendy. So, for example, if Markiplier was to look, I know I'm using Markiplier a lot, but like he's some big YouTuber. I think a lot of people know him. But basically, let's say some random YouTuber who has like 10 million subscribers starts playing StarCraft. I think StarCraft would get more of a following for that reason because, you know, they have a larger audience and they could branch out to more people. But I think it's almost circular in a way too, because if StarCraft was really trendy, then if someone started playing StarCraft, then they might get more attention because they're playing a trendy game. Like, I guess, like, for example, let's use my channel for context. I bet if I did more Overwatch or something else, then I would have maybe a little more traffic on my channel because Overwatch is more popular than StarCraft, right? Like, I think that's like how it can be circular, and I think that's why it goes both ways, sometimes in directions. Or I even noticed too, like, my Tomb Raider videos got a lot more views than, say, like my StarCraft videos or anything else, because Tomb Raider, like the 2013 edition, was a popular game. So I think that's just like my thoughts on YouTube. I'm gonna take another drink of water because it's so good. Excuse me. Which is, I think that's really interesting to say the least. And again, like, it's like following the trends though, that's hard. Like, I have no idea how to do it. Like, knowing like what's gonna be like hot and popular 1 week from now, it's like I don't know how people do it. But and I think that's why, for being a large YouTuber, it can be stressful sometimes. And we have 201 supply, that's pretty cool. Is because I think there's a lot of pressure to make sure you keep your fans happy. And if you have like 13 million subscribers, that's a lot of people you gotta keep happy. Even for me, I feel that a little bit, that even though I only have like 20 subscribers, I have a desire to keep my audience happy. So that means that I do StarCraft videos, but then I do Let's Plays. And then I'm trying to stream more regularly on Saturdays, and if that takes off, then it's like, well, I need to really do that to keep those people happy, right? Like, and I'm small time. I only have like 20 subscribers, so.
Crystals are in our possession. Now, all shall tremble before the.
And I'm just saying, I gotta feel the pressure too. And I wouldn't be surprised if large YouTubers like really felt the pressure. So, anyways, that was a bit of a longer episode. Like, we just slayed everything, but that's just how it is. I'm not gonna apologize for that because I mean I had fun, right? And hopefully you guys had fun listening to me too. There was a bit of a weird episode. We killed stuff, and there was a lull in the episode, so then I just talked and filled space. But I think I did an alright job commentating. But if not, leave an angry comment below. It's like, hey man, your commentary was okay. And but it wasn't. I mean, if I think that's an angry comment, then I, you know, I didn't have the iterations I had. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.